My name is Adam Rogers. As you said, I'm with the IWSR. We are the global leader in data, analytics, and insights for the beverage alcohol industry. Today I'm going to walk you through some global beverage alcohol trends and highlight some growth segments and what's trending in consumption shifts around the world. The majority of the data in this presentation is the volume and value from our global database, which was recently released, with some BevTrack consumer data as well. And looking at some macro trends, globally speaking, volumes declined by 1% last year, but value rose by 1%. And looking forward, the market is expected to grow by 16 billion in 5 years and 34 billion in 10 years, with some key dynamics being tariff uncertainty that could affect cross-border alcohol trade, consumer spending, which is under pressure around the world, premiumization, which is resilient in spirits and beer, moderation is rising, especially with no alcohol options. So even in a tough environment, value is still growing. Premiumization and health trends like moderation continue to reshape the market. From a category and markets perspective, RTDs are still growing, but at a slower rate. As the base gets larger, the growth rates become less. Developing markets such as India, Brazil, Mexico, and South Africa are a key for future growth. Early evening and daytime drinks are shifting the category dynamics. And the US will most likely shift to domestic productions if the tariffs come to actually occur. And growth is being driven by both changing consumer habits, like earlier casual occasions, and expansion into emerging markets. So, looking at the growth categories, top growth is coming from no alcohol, RTDs, agave spirits, and aperitifs. And consumer drivers are moderation, convenience, new occasions, and different package sizes. And whiskey growth is mainly due to the Indian and Irish segments, which are lower base accordingly. So we're seeing a rise in convenience formats, lighter choices with no alcohol leading the volume growth. And looking for a recovery, not all categories will recover to 2019 pre-pandemic levels. Whiskey is lifted by India and cognac lags due to US. And lager's decline is slowing thanks to developing markets. So the category performance is uneven. Some like whiskey are rebounding well, while others like lager are stabilizing. Looking at developed versus developing markets tell a different story. Developed markets show limited growth, but developing markets are driving absolute volume growth, especially within spirits and RTDs. And growth is shifting east and south. India, Brazil, and Mexico are becoming the real volume drivers for the industry in the near future. And for some country highlights, India is number one in growth, led by whiskey. Brazil, Mexico, South Africa are all showing strong RTD and beer growth. US and China are seeing widespread category declines, and France and Turkey are affected by economic and political challenges. So the global map shows how the performance is highly localized, with India, Brazil, and Mexico standing out as the most opportunity in the near future. And mapping out growth spots. Key zones include India, premium plus beer and spirits, aperitifs, prosecco, RTDs, no alcohol, and functional drinks. So the future winners span both luxury and wellness, with premium spirits and no alcohol are growing side by side. And consumption is shifting earlier. There's been a shift from late night to daytime and early evening consumption occasions. The aperitivo movements and moderation are playing a key role. Safety concerns and hybrid work schedules are reinforcing this shift. So people are going out earlier, drinking less, and choosing lighter or lower ABV options, and this alters what, where, and when we sell to people. Looking at the on-trade snapshot by value. So the on-trade spending in bars and restaurants varies heavily by market. In China, spirits are consumed mostly in restaurants, unlike Europe, where a lot is happening in bars. So understanding venue-specific habits is key, especially in emerging markets where restaurants dominate alcohol sales. And looking into on-trade recovery, this is looking at our BevTrack data now, our consumer data. On-trade recoveries softened into 2025, earlier this year, and there's no clear return to pre-COVID momentum in most markets. So while the on-trade is stabilizing, we're not seeing a full rebound. It's still below pre-pandemic levels in many places. But on a good note, Gen Z's participation is increasing, and we're sticking with our BevTrack data here. Gen Z's alcohol participation rose significantly in 2025 across most markets, and their habits differ. They have a lower commitment to moderation and a broader drinks repertoire. So Gen Z is re-entering the category, but with different expectations as they value variety and social experiences. And staying positive, Gen Z in the on-trade. Gen Z over-indexes on on-trade usage. The highest on-trade activities in France, Japan, UK, Germany, and Australia. And this group is most active in bars and restaurants. And they are critical for building brand visibility and testing innovations. And finally, some key takeaways globally is that growth is global, driven by India and developing markets. Gen Z drinks, but differently, and they favor on-trade and wider repertoires. And moderation is not a threat, it's a pivot towards premium, light, and earlier consumption occasions. And travel, retail, and on-trade remain vital channels for discovery and value. That is it for my slides. Again, my name is Adam. I'm with the IWSR. I'll be around all day. Come say hi to me.